Chris, how much does Texas Tech's season hinge on Behren Morton's ability to stay healthy in his senior year?
Well, it depends on Will Hammond, really. We haven't seen a year really since Nick Shimanek, which we don't need to talk about the Nick Shimanek year. But we haven't seen a year where a quarterback stayed healthy all the way through. And last year, Morton went out for half a game. And then, I think he opted out.
Uh-oh. I think Chris's computer opted out too.
Yeah. Sounded like a battery dying. We'll see if we can get him back. But, I mean, I do think that Will Hammond has shown some flashes. I saw a lot of Will Hammond in the TCU game. But I don't think that you have anywhere near the same expectations. Because Will Hammond, I guess he's going to be a redshirt freshman next year, if I'm seeing this correct. You're not going to have anywhere near the same expectations if Behren Morton goes out with another shoulder issue or whatever else. We'll knock on wood for them for that. And then if you get Will Hammond in there. I do want to get Chris's full answer on this when he comes back. But, Brownie, while it's just me and you, I do want to pull this up. And I'm not sure how accurate this is on our lads. Okay, well, we got Chris back. We'll let Chris keep talking before I talk about this.
Hey, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us?
He'll make it work.
You're not showing up on my screen for some reason.
Oh, he's there.
Okay.
I promise
you.
He's there.
I trust you.
Okay. All right, we're getting
weird happening with my screen.
Sorry,
we heard the noise. Yeah,
we heard the.
Did you hear me yell? Oh, crap!
I think
no, we'd already lost you by then. So Behren Morton.
All right. So I think I said something about Nick Shimanek, and that just killed everything. Is what happened.
Your laptop opted out after that.
Yep, your laptop opted out.
So we haven't seen a fully healthy season with any quarterback, but we haven't seen one with Behren Morton yet either. I said last year that Behren Morton, he reminded me a lot of like sophomore Graham Harrell, which was, Graham Harrell that goes and leads the largest comeback in school history against the Minnesota Golden Gophers, but then also throws back-to-back pick sixes against, I can't remember what team it was, and then throws up double rods at the student section. So, he's been up and down. If he's healthy, I think he's going to make the next step and hopefully go up to, junior, senior Graham Harrell level. If he's not healthy, if something happens to him, what I saw out of Will Hammond in just sheer talent was incredible. Him coming in the second half against TCU up until one just absolute boneheaded freshman mistake. That a big mistake, obviously, but the entire second half that he came in and was kind of thrown into that, he handled better than I think most freshmen that I've ever seen. And so it hinges on which quarterbacks make the next step. And if Behren Morton goes out, does Will Hammond make the next step and play at that level without making boneheaded freshmen